All right, there's the coaches meeting getting started. So we're going to get started here in just a second as well.
It's because our market partners and in-store certified meat cutters do more every single day. Prepping, cutting, and grinding.
Go for the program's 6th District Championship. Brought to you on the Vype Live Network by Toyota of Cedar Park, Adele Golf, Thundercloud Subs, Austin's Go-To Team Realty, Alzer's Barbecue, ASI Protection Services, and Academy Sports and Outdoors. And now, calling the shots for today's game, here's the voice of the Timberwolves, Brad Cole.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Corpus Christi, Texas. This is Timberwolves Baseball Today, the live worldwide broadcast of Cedar Park Baseball on the Vype Network. I'm the V of the T, Brad Cone. Mitchell Padgett, our QA today. This afternoon, our final game, the Corpus Christi Miras Classic Tournament. I've been mispronouncing it Miras. It's Miras, I learned. The Timberwolves will face the Northside Falcons out of Conroe, just northwest of Houston. Interestingly, they play in no UIL district. They're a ball club made out of various homeschooled students. They entered the tournament 3-1 and have split their 4 games here for an overall record now of 5-3. Thursday, they beat Corpus Christi Carroll 10-3 and then lost to Burleson Centennial 11-3. They also split their 2 games yesterday against Miller and King, but we don't have those scores or which one of those teams they beat and who they lost to. This will be our only game today, headed back home right after this one. And let me tell you, there's a big game going on starting in about an hour up in the Alamo Dome. State championship game, the 2nd year in a row for our women's basketball team. Michael Rose has that game over on another link on this same site, Vype Live Network. I'm in contact with him through the old message machine, and he'll be giving me score updates at the end of the first quarter, at halftime, and at the third quarter end of the game. We'll pass that on to you. That starts at 3 o'clock, so our 2 games probably will be ending at about the same time. This game, the 279th broadcast of Timberwolves Baseball on KMAX Sports or the Vype Live Network since we began doing this back in 2008. We have won 175 of those. Timberwolves going for all-time win number 408 here in their 23rd season of varsity play, and it would be their 176th win on a live broadcast of ours. And head coach Lanny Williams won his 200th and 201st career games yesterday. Cedar Park won their opener by a large margin. I think it was 10-1. They lost 6-4 in the Thursday nightcap to Corpus Christi Ray, an undefeated team. And then they won big yesterday twice by a cumulative margin of 25-3. They have hit 4 home runs in this tournament. Their overall record 5-2, and they're looking pretty good. All kinds of reasons to be buoyed by how Cedar Park is doing. All right, get to the starting lineups here. Cedar Park is the home team. You see them out there taking the field, getting ready to go. Northside Falcons, that's their mascot. They'll lead off with center fielder Levi Smith. Batting second, the DH Sean Amarante. Third, the catcher Tanner Chalette. Cleanup, left fielder Bear Wilkins. Batting fifth, playing third base Ray Rose. Batting sixth, and on the mound Braden Caldwell. Batting seventh, second baseman Andy Leatherman. Batting eighth, in right field Nate Kinsalo. Batting ninth, shortstop Caleb Steiger. So for Cedar Park, Brady Richardson gets the nod for the start on the mound today. You see him warming up, throwing to Carter Wohl behind the plate. The defense in the infield behind him, third across to first. Louis Alonso, Julian Swift, Ian Garcia, Jackson Harvey. Same infield we had in Game 2 yesterday. A 15-2 win over Del Rio. Outfield across left to right, Houston Molinaro, Christian Pickens, Cade Davis. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same outfield of Game 2 yesterday too. Coach going with the hot hand. Here's the batting order. Richardson on the mound will lead off. Batting left, Houston Molinaro. Batting third, batting left. He'll be batting right, but batting second, playing left, Houston Molinaro. Batting third, shortstop, Julian Swift. Batting fourth, playing third, Louis Alonso. Batting fifth, right fielder, Kay Davis. Batting sixth, first baseman, Jackson Harvey. Batting seventh, the DH, Murray Robinson. Batting eighth, center fielder, Christian Pickens. Batting ninth, second baseman, Ian Garcia.
For Conroe Northside, center fielder, Lenny Smith.
2-hour time limits here. As we get started here, it looks like about 2:01, so we won't start another inning after 4:01. And here is center fielder Levi Smith to start off against Brady Richardson. First time we've seen him on the mound, I believe, this year. And here we go. First pitch high and out, 1-0. I've been enjoying doing these games from a press box, out of the wind, out of the heat. Plenty of room to put my stuff. Good view, as you can tell. I've got pretty much the same view you have. My head is only about 2 feet to the right of that camera. 2-0 now to Levi Smith. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Fifth game of the tournament. We're 3-1. Only game today, and then we head home. I was kind of hoping the girls were playing tonight, so I just stopped there on the way home and catch that game too, but no. Chopper to third, grabs it, can't get it out of his glove. Nice grab by Alonso on the charge. About halfway to home when he got it, as you can see, but just couldn't get it out of his glove. I'm calling that an infield single.
With a runner at first.
So here's the DH, Sean Amarante.
They'll bring up designated hitter, Sean Amarante.
Fastball just misses outside. I hope the ump's not that picky all day. That one a little high, 2-0. Brady struggling to get started a little bit here. Thrown 6 pitches, only 2 of them strikes. From the stretch, runners going. There's a throw down by Wall, but it's off to the shortstop side of the bag. Stolen base for Levi Smith. The pitch missed. No. It was called a strike. Forgive me, 2-1 the count. Sounds a lot better than 3-0. Richardson with a look at second. Fastball low, maybe outside, 3-1. Tanner Shillette, the catcher, is on deck for them, and the left fielder, Bear Wilkins. No outs yet here in the top of the first. Where you see top one, there's the inning, and to the right of that, we'll try to keep track of the outs. It's a line drive into left center. Center fielder cuts it off, but rounding third and coming home to score is Levi Smith. Northside leads 1-0. Never fret. Remember, Cedar Park trailed going into the 4th inning. Second game yesterday, 2-0. Won 15-2. So the catcher, Tanner Shillette, will step in. All been right-handed hitters so far. Get that score updated for you. Still no outs. High, 1-0.
Runner at first is Ryan Burns. The batter is Tanner Shillette.
There's a 0 in the out column for you on the data box. Swing miss, 1-1 to Shillette. And one thing Cedar Park can't do after yesterday's 2 dominating wins, 10-1 and 15-2, can't get complacent. Here's a strike, 1-2. Mitchell Padgett and I talking a little bit before the game. I was mentioning to him that This team's just a collection of homeschool players not associated with any official high school baseball program. And he pointed out that, yeah, they probably all played select ball growing up, and I'm sure that's true. Here are 2 for 2, the first 2 batters and a run scored. Two and two the count now to Tanner Gillette. Man, that looked nice too. Umpires being picky. I hope he's as picky for their pitcher. 3 and 2. Like you say, you always just want it consistent and not one way for one team and another for the other. Chopper over the third baseman's head, up the left field line. Run around second, but he'll go back. 3 for 3 here to start the game, the Northside Falcons. Still no out. Bear Wilkins, cleanup hitter to the plate. Brings a lion's mane of hair with him. Their coach up the line, whose name I do not have, talking with the home plate umpire about something.
The runner to the first and second, no outs. Brings up the left fielder, Bear Wilkins.
Conversation's over, back to the action. Now, win or lose today in San Antonio, next weekend, as we have another 2 games a day for 3 days tournament, more in the local area up home. Swing and a miss, foul back, first guy to start 0-1. I'm going to have a player or 2 or 3 from this basketball team come sit with me for a couple of innings and talk to them about their experience. Did that with Megan Woods last year. It was a neat conversation. Megan sat in on a couple innings of a baseball game with us after they won the state title last year. We'll do that again next weekend. Win or lose for the women's team. Right back through the middle. Runner around third, but they're going to hold him. Bases are loaded, and they are 4 for 4 on the game, all of them singles. Pushes Gillette to second, Amarante to third. Still no outs. Here's third baseman Ray Rose.
Bases loaded, designated hitter.
They haven't hit the ball very hard. They're just kind of knocking it where somebody isn't. Those same shots go at somebody. We would have had our 3 outs already. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Hoping Cedar Park still has some offense left after scoring 25 runs in 14 innings yesterday. Swing and a miss. 0-2. First guy to go to an 0-2 count against Brady. Weather at the moment here in Corpus, 75 degrees, partly cloudy, 20% chance of precipitation, visibility 10 miles. Wind from the south at 25. That means blowing straight out to center field. I don't know on that little screen if you can see the Texas flag, American flag, just above the 394 mark in dead center. Man, they are really flapping straight away from us. Foul to the screen by Ray Rose, still 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he is down, can't go anywhere because the bases are loaded.
One out.
First out.
And bring up the pitcher, Brayden Cotwell.
First strikeout for Brady. Here's the pitcher, Braden Caldwell, batting 6th. Now with 1 out, still bases loaded. There's a hot one to third. They'll come home to get that out. Smart play by Louis Alonso. 2 down, it's still only 1 across. So Caldwell lives at first on the fielder's choice, pushes Wilkins to second, Tanner Gillette to third. Sean Amarante is forced at home on the 5-2. Still 1-0. Now 2 down. Second baseman Andy Leatherman. Seven-hole hitter. Swing and a miss.
Runner at third base. The batter is Andrew Leatherman.
Andy Leatherman. I wonder if that's the family that invented that interesting leatherworking tool. If so, they can afford private schooling, homeschooling. High and out. 101. Orange and white, but it doesn't invoke the UT thing in me because it's kind of the traffic cone orange that the University of Tennessee wears, not the more manly burnt orange. Hard one, 2 hopper to short. Swift to Ian Garcia at the bag. Couple of batters had a shot with the bases loaded, but they didn't get any in those circumstances. The first guy up scored, and that's it. 1-0 after half inning play. We'll be right back. So in that first inning of play, Brady Richardson with the start throws to 7 batters. The first 4 got hits. The next 3 got out. Looking at the balls and strikes, he threw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 called balls to the first 3 batters. None to the last 4. Oh, 1 to the last guy. So just 1 to the last 4 that he faced. 25 total pitches, 16 strikes, 9 balls. He allowed 4 hits, but only 1 run. Got out of a bases-loaded jam, the run score before the bases were loaded. He threw to 3 guys with the bases loaded and no run score. So a shaky start, but a nice finish to the first inning for Brady Richardson. Pitch count headed north pretty quickly, though. This Brady's at 100 pitches by 4 innings, so we've got to bring that down a little. Cedar Park to the plate. Brady can do something about this 1-0 deficit by leading off. Had a lot of hits yesterday. Again, coach telling us he's kind of auditioning several guys for that leadoff spot, putting people up there and see how they do. And, he acknowledges it is different, getting hits and what you can do at the plate in situations when you're leading off than it is, if you're hitting 5th or something like that. So we can't really tell if somebody has a great day batting 3rd or 7th if they still do great at leadoff without putting them there. So we've seen a lot of different leadoff hitters as he tries to figure out who he wants there. Here we go with Richardson. It'll be Brady and then left fielder Houston Molinaro and shortstop Julian Swift.
To lead off the bottom half
And hopefully the other 6 as well.
Brady Richardson.
Pitch is high and in. Now it's going to be interesting to see if this umpire is as picky with Braden Caldwell on the mound as he was with Brady Richardson. There were 3 or 4 pitches Brady threw that I thought were good enough to be strikes, and they weren't. That was outside and maybe low, 2-0. And I don't care what he calls a ball and a strike as long as it's always a ball and a strike for both pitchers. And that's what most baseball fans would say. Looked a little low. It was 3-0. Brady on with a leadoff 4-pitch walk would be nice for the psyche. Here it comes. Calls that one a strike. Oh, I thought I saw his hand go up for a strike. It looked outside and high to me, so I guess it was a ball. Interesting movement. I guess he's pointing to first real quick. So we got that 4-pitch leadoff walk for Richardson. Here's the left fielder, Houston Molinaro. Bat from the left-hander's side. They're going to run for Brady, it looks like. Yeah. Give the pitcher a rest. Trying to get to the number there. The announcer over here might catch it before I do. He's got some help with guys sitting next to him with binoculars. Yeah, I can't see the number. From the stretch now, Caldwell to Houston Molinaro. That one low. 5 pitches, 5
Houston Molinaro,
balls.
the batter.
Swift on deck, Alonso in the hole. Molinaro, tying run at the plate already. Excuse me, that's the go-ahead run. The tying run's at first in the form of Richardson's runner. The throw over, almost thrown away already. They're first. Another throw. I was about to say the old catchphrase for this kind of situation, Brady Richardson getting his jersey dirty, but it's faux dirt. Just getting the little black chewed up bits of old rubber tires pasted onto it. Driven in the gap between short and third. Richardson will have to hold at second. First hit of the game for Cedar Park belongs to Houston Molinaro. Pushes Richardson to second. So first and second for the shortstop, Julian Swift, with a big day yesterday. A homer to left field in both games. One of them just cleared the wall by a couple of feet. The other landed at least halfway up those seats you see out there, the home run porch. Wind blowing straight out now. The wind was blowing out kind of the direction he hit it yesterday. Hit them yesterday. First one misses 1-0. Of course, they'll be at 8-9-1 when they get back up, hopefully having to claw back from a deficit by then. Tying run in scoring position, Brady Richardson's runner that we haven't identified yet. Go ahead run on base, Houston Molinaro at first. And he'll kick the runner back to second. I got binoculars, an old bag behind me with the caps on. I don't want to dig them out and look yet. I was hoping the guys next door would see that, but maybe I do have to dig them out. Especially if he's going to score. I got to give credit to the guy who scores. I guess I'll dig those out. Pitch, low and away. 2-0 to Swift. You know he's looking for something fast and over the plate. We have jerseys with no numbers on the front. Remind me to tell Coach don't order any more of those. Here's a 2-0 to Swift. Called strike. Kind of low in the zone and on the outside edge, but looked like a strike. 2-1. Richardson's unidentified runner at first. Houston Molinaro at second. Good lead by that guy as this one's outside and low. 3-1 to Swift. A ball here loads the bases for our cleanup hitter, Alonso. My wife Sherry and I come to the coast at least once, sometimes many as 3 times a year. And I noticed as the runners are going with this pitch, line drive off the shortstop's glove. It was going to be a great play if you could get it anyway. The tying run scores. rounding third, but they're holding him there. No, they're sending him home because the throw went to third behind him. Head first slide, and he's in. Meanwhile, the batter goes to second since that play went in. So Julian Swift gets 2 RBIs and ends up at second base. Had a single and advanced on the throw. Richardson's runner scores from second. Molinaro scores the go-ahead run after a pause at third, all the way from first. 2-1 Timberwolves. No outs for Louis Alonso, the cleanup hitter.
The third baseman, Louis Alonso.
Again from the stretch for Caldwell. Fouled right side into the net by Alonso, 0-1. So anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by a 2 RBI single, I was talking about the drive down here. I use the old, 183 to Refugio and then the back roads to Port Aransas, or in this case, go straight at that one turn and go into Corpus across the bay. That one misses 1-1 to Louis. And over the years, man, those have been some tough and sketchy roads. And they have done, the state of Texas, such a great job improving all that. Bigger, wider, smoother, better speed limits. On the ground is short, grabs it, is going to go across to first for that out. Again, kind of like a sacrifice you don't get credit for, since Swift moved to third on the play. Alonso's down on the 6-3, 1 away for right fielder Cade Davis.
1 away, it brings up right fielder Kate Davis.
Davis entered the tournament, I guess entered the day yesterday as our leading hitter. Kind of forget how he did yesterday. So many people got so many hits and runs. You can't believe he didn't do fairly well himself. Line drive foul right over our dugout on the third base side, 0-1. So I'm going to go back that way too. Sometimes, people would take the I-35 and 37 route. To me, it takes a little longer, but it's smoother, more reliable roads. Don't get stuck behind some farmer doing 52 or something. Now, lots of passing lanes, about every third mile or so on 183, where it narrows to 2 lanes south of I-10, between there and Refugio. So, you don't even get held up by that. It's a good route, and it's pretty. Nice rolling country. It's like old Texas. Lifts this one to left field, lands fair by about a foot. Runner comes home from third, Swift. And Davis slides into second with an RBI double up the left field line. Down the left field line. I'll talk about that again in a second if I can remember my train of thought after scribbling all this in. Update the score here. There we go. 3-1. What I mean there, but up the line, down the line, we'll get to that here. This one's driven over the shortstop's head into left center. Rounding third, coming home is Cade Davis. Gets by him, is rolling along the wall. Harvey, who I didn't even get a chance to announce, all the way to third. Really should have been a double if it didn't get by the guy and roll up the wall towards center. We'll give him the triple for it. And an RBI.
Triple for Jackson Harvey.
4-1.
And it brings up designated hitter Murray Robinson.
Jackson Harvey ends up at third. Took the first pitch. RBI triple. Here's the DH, Big Murray Robinson. Gosh, he's staying picky with this guy too. That would have been a call to strike by a lot of umpires, but I guess it was outside or high. Christian Pickens on deck. He'd be our 8th hitter. They sent 7. We've now sent 7. Swing and a miss by Murray. Didn't keep his feet steady that time. Kind of went down to his knee. Starting to talk about the up the line, down the line thing. That first pitch to Harvey is taken for the RBI triple. So we'll get back to that in a minute. This one's lifted. Fair territory. Third baseman chased it. Wind blew it. He couldn't find it. An RBI single as Harvey scores from third. Robinson lives in the fortunate weather conditions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning and a walk. And it's 5-0. 5-1. Coach comes out to talk to his pitcher, Braden Caldwell, who is getting rocked. Only sent 7 batters to the plate, and yes, 5 of them were hitters. 1 walker and 1 ground out. Louis Alonso must feel terrible. Yeah, he likes the fact that his team's come back from 1-0 down to 5-1 up. So let's use this chance to talk about up the line, down the line. I found out from a guy who's called baseball on ESPN for years. Managed to see the guy one time at lunch and stop and talk with him. He invited me to sit down and talk for about 20 minutes. And one of the things we hit was up the line, down the line. Etiquette-wise, broadcasting, if a guy's a right-handed hitter and hits one up the left field line, that's up. If he hits it to the side he's standing on, right-hander hitting it the left field line, that's hitting one up the line. If he sliced it and pushed it the right field line, that's hitting it down the line. And the same with the left-handed hitter. If he goes to the right side, that's up the line. If he pushes it to the left side, that's down the line. Anyway, thought you might like to know that. I just learned that between seasons, so hopefully I'll try to remember that when that sort of thing happens. So here's Christian Pickens, takes the first one for ball 1. Still just 1 out, 5-1 Timberwolves. Scored a lot of runs in Corpus Christi. Swing and a miss, and he falls down. That was high and in. I think he got lulled into that pitch. Probably let that one go. It'd be 2-0. Our guys are swinging so hard now they're going to their knees. Robinson did that a moment ago, and now Pickens the same thing. Big Murr running for himself at first. Shows bunt in the air, foul against the net, 1-2. Now, coach is either just working on the bunt. You certainly don't need 2-5-1 in the first. It's a tactical situation to do it. But I think what he might be doing is finding a way to get Big Murr to second a little easier and try to leg something out. Now he's up the line talking to coach. Pickens is. I don't know if maybe he hit a knuckle or something trying to serve that bunt. Umpire coming up to talk as well. Yeah, I think that may have been what happened. He got a finger, knuckle, something like that on the bat.
Pickens. First.
So 1 out Robinson at first. 5-1 Timberwolves. 1-2 count on Christian Pickens. Back to the action. Foul tip. Still 1-2. Fastball, called strike 3. Now, that one I'll complain about because that was in the area and farther outside of the area that he just called other pitches balls today.
With 2 outs, he'll bring up second baseman.
Bottom of the order with second baseman Ian Garcia, and we have batted around. I think we did 4 times in the 2 games yesterday. Update your out count to 2 there on the scoreboard. Ian Garcia takes one low, 1-0. Now our guy Richardson, a lot of pitches in the first 25. This guy is going to have at least that many, I think, by the time I count them up for you between innings. This one outside. Kind of a slow start in game 2 yesterday before 16 straight batters were retired from the point of no outs in the second all the way into the 7th. Maybe we can come up with something like that again. Runner on his way. That's Murray. They're going to throw down, and Murray Robinson with a stolen base. Big Murr. How many defensive tackles have stolen bases? Somebody search some database and tell me if anybody's done that in the state this year. Garcia swung through to protect him there, so it's 2-1. Tapped back up through the middle. Shortstop grabs it behind the bag. Leisurely throw to first to retire the sign. But as you said, we sent 9. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, a double and a triple amongst them, and 5 runs scored through incomplete. Cedar Park now up on Conroe Northside. 5-1. We'll be back. All right, here's the pitch count for that inning. We talked about more pitches than we wanted for our guy Richardson at 25, their guy at 28. Same number of strikes as Brady, 16. But Brady threw 9 balls, their guy threw 12. Brady gave up 4 hits the first 4 batters he faced and then did well after that. Nobody else reached base. But their guy, 5 hits, 5 runs. There's a walk and 1 strikeout. Brady, no walks, 1 strikeout. So that's where we are. Going to the top of the second. 5-1 Timberwolves. So about a half an hour away from the game start in the Alamo Dome. Kids are on the floor warming up by now. Shelby Hayes looking for a good game from Shelby today. G. Mall, of course. Molly Lou, Megan Woods, and everybody else. Looking for good performances out of everybody for Coach Donnie Ott. These kids have won something like 60 in a row, defending state champs. Haven't lost since early last year. 5 straight undefeated district championships. It's just a juggernaut of a basketball program. Looking forward to hearing about them. Here on the top of the second, 8-9-1 due for Northside. Here is right fielder Nate Kinsalo. First one low. I think both of these pitchers are going to struggle to find that standardized, what you hope for, 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio, because this ump is picky. That was a beautiful pitch. He does call that one strike. I would have called the first one a strike too. Look how strong the wind is. Brady has to chase his hat off the mound. It's blowing right in his face. So all these pitches from both pitchers, I don't know what research says. You're throwing straight into a 25-mile-an-hour wind. How much does that slow your pitch down? How much more time do they have to see even your fastest fastball? It'll be an interesting one. 2-1 now, the count to Kinsalo. Chop foul left side, 2-2. Shortstop Caleb Steiger is on deck. And then they're back at the top of the order with center fielder Levi Smith. Another good crowd here. Most of the people who came down yesterday still here, of course, today. The pitch swung on, lifted foul, right side out of play. Still 2-2 to Nate Kinsalo. swing and a miss. It's down in the dirt, so he tags him out, or he's going to go ahead and go to first. I guess he didn't quite tag him. Runner didn't go more than a couple steps, interestingly. But yeah, another strikeout for Brady Richardson. 2 of the last 4 he has struck out now. Got the other 2 to induce ground ball outs. So going a lot better. Caleb Steiger, the shortstop, to the plate, another right-handed hitter. First pitch from Brady. Ooh, called strike. That looked like it was in and low to me. Okay, take that. Here's the 1-0. Steiger becomes the last man in the game to take his first at-bat. That one misses 2-0. This one's a called strike. Oh, excuse me, I missed one of those. One of those was a strike, so it's 1-2. Now it's 2-2. You can see by the speed of the shadows moving across the field from home to the center field fence how quickly it only takes them a couple of seconds to get from home to the center field fence. It's how fast the wind is blowing. Lifted, fair, right side, back goes Garcia, second baseman. A few feet into the faux grass of right, makes the catch. 2 down. Top of the order was center fielder Levi Smith. An infield single short of third base the first time up, just a high hopper, and ended up scoring their first run. Richardson with the pitch. Swung on, lifted foul. Out of play. Clanker on the roof. 0-1. Called strike 0-2. Now Brady's only 1 strike away from getting out of this one. 1-2-3. Swung on and lifted. It's going to be fair and in trouble. Making a diving catch in right field is Cade Davis. How many diving catches have we seen in this tournament? So 3 up, 3 down. A great play by Davis to end it through 1.5. Still up 5-1. We'll be back. Brady went from 25 pitches in the first inning to just 14 in the second. Somewhere in the middle teens is kind of the goal.
Richardson.
Throwing 26 strikes and 13 balls. This one on the ground. Second baseman kind of sliced it over there. Wow, made it a close one. Brady was really legging that one good. But it's a 4-3, one down. Here's Houston Molinaro, left fielder, singled to the left side and scored. First time up. Changed balls, it looks like. And yes, I know that neither Northside bunted. Oh, to third. He's trying to run and come up with it and can't. I don't know. I don't know what to give that. I'm going to say that's an E. It was bunted hard, got to his glove on one bounce.
Runner at first brings up shortstop Julian Swift.
Well, they thought he was off the base at first and threw over there. But I think Molinaro's safe. Umpire said safe. So I'm going to call that an E5 rather than a bunt single. I think he gets him if he keeps it in his glove. So still one out for Julian Swift. Well, now Ump is talking with Lanny, who is gesticulating like he's not getting what he wants out of this. The base ump had already called Houston safe. Houston was coming back along the third base line first base line for some reason. They threw over there and got him coming back into the bag from the home plate area. But he thinks he called timeout. I think he was heading that way to like doff his gloves or something like that, his batting gloves. Thought he had timeout. First base umpire seemed to agree with that because he was saying no on that throw over there in the tag, saying that he's safe. But they're talking it over. This call should be. Oh, they're calling him out.
2-8.
So I guess he didn't get the timeout he was calling for. Well, that's a, instead of an E5, error on the third baseman, we call that an EU, error on the umpire.
Outs, it brings up Julian Swift.
2 down for Julian Swift, who singled. Got 2 RBIs on that single to the left side and then later scored. Yeah, I think that's probably our first. Yeah, it's our first rip-off of the tournament. The team playing us has been ripped off once, the first game, when their third baseman caught a line drive and they say he didn't. So, that's 1-1, even Steven. 1-0, that one's high on Swift. That one also high and in. 2-0. The wind's kind of blowing to left center for a moment there. Now it's shifted back to center. Swing and a miss. That was that home run swing. But he missed it 2-1. Boy, there was some bat speed involved there. So the lesson there, I guess, for a base runner, as that one gets through to the screen, 3-1, is that when you call time, don't just assume, well, I wonder why he's going to first on 3-1. It didn't hit him. That's bizarre. They had 2-1 on the board. I had 2-1 here, and then they threw that one that went through to the screen and didn't hit anybody. A little 3-pitch walk. Okay, we'll take that, I guess. Anyway, yeah, as a base runner, when you call time, don't just assume they saw you and do it. So you can come off the base and do what you're going to do with your gloves or your helmet or whatever. Make sure you see the umpire actually stop the game. Because apparently that's what happened. Although I don't know why he called him safe and then changed his mind. There's a throw over to first. There's second. Look at those clouds racing to center field. Pitch is a called strike. Louis Alonso steps in, having grounded out to short the first time up. It was well hit. Shortstop made a good play. So yeah, I'm going to drive back home that same way. Go across the bay, up to Refugio, Goliad, Cuero, Gonzalez, Luling, Lockhart, Austin, Cedar Park. Third throw over for Northside. Long look at first again. Decent lead, but not great by Swift. Pitch. Low and away. 1-1 to Louis. "75 degrees the entire time here. Sure feels good compared to last weekend in Cedar Park. Windshield cracking weather. It was felt like 5 below one day. This one on the ground between. What do we got? What do we got? Umpire stopped that play for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not sure why they stopped that play. Ball went off of the pitcher towards second base. Unless he pointed at second, unless he called a balk and that pitch never really happened.
With runners at first and second.
That might be
Right fielder, Cade Davis.
the point here. But maybe not. I don't know why you stopped play. So there's some weird umpiring things going on. So Swift ends up at second. Alonso, we're going to give him that infield single. For Cade Davis. 6th hit of the game for Cedar Park. Davis had an RBI double and scored. Some weird umpiring things going on the last couple of minutes. Don't make a lot of sense. Unless, did he say catcher interference? Did the bat hit the glove before it hit the ball and put it in play? I have no idea. Well, 2 things to ask Coach about. Swing and a miss by Davis. 0-1 to Cade. Caldwell will look Swift back to second there. Had pretty good umpiring, I think, throughout the tournament. Last couple of minutes, not so sure. And he kicks him back to the bag again. There are 2 outs. Swift at second, Alonso at first. 0-1 count on Cade Davis. He's been waiting for his second pitch for a while. Here it comes. Swung on and lifted to left. Got a beat on it, though. And making the catch, Bear Wilkins. And that ends the inning. Cedar Park does not score. Sends 5 to the plate. A walk, an infield single, both of them stranded. Still 5-1 after 2 complete. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right, back to the action now. Top of the third. Still 5-1 Timberwolves there at 2, 3, and 4 in the order. The Northside Falcons. Here is the DH Sean Amarante. Called strike one. PA guy here came into my booth and we were talking about both of those plays as well. And there's hat blown off of Brady Richardson again. You have to get a chin strap for that thing. Yeah, he wasn't sure what those two plays were in that inning either. Lanny knows. I wrote notes down about those two plays in my notes column here on my scribble sheet here, and we'll talk to Lanny about them after the game. This one a little blooper to second. I guess it was a one chopper to second, hidden from sight by that pillar that you're seeing in my case. Easy play from Garcia to Harvey for the 4-3 out, one down. Tanner Shillette, catcher, to the plate. He singled to the left side and was stranded at third. Called strike to Shillette. Both hitters this inning started out 0-1. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the last 9 have started out 0-1 against Brady Richardson. Boy, you'll love to see that. 1-1 now. And of course, their success that they started off with when they're starting out 1-0 completely has evaporated. They're all starting out 0-1. But there's a nice little liner over the third baseman's head into left. Take a big turn, but he'll come back to first. Quickly get it in from left, Molinaro does. So there's a guy who has some success at the starting 0-1 stat. And that's a rarely publicized or talked about stat that means a heck of a lot more than some of the stats that are talked about a lot. Here's Bear Wilkins, the left fielder, singled up the middle. Stranded at second last time up. One out runner in first and Tanner Shillette. Gets through the catcher, runner will go to second. World tracks it down.
Hunter Taylor, the runner.
Bear Wilkins does not start out 0-1. Went to Jason's Deli for lunch today. Got me a giant size cup of that great blackcurrant tea. I love that stuff. I have stopped at Jason's before when I wasn't even hungry just to go get a big cup of that blackcurrant tea. Coach Williams now out to the mound to talk to Brady, who actually has thrown well the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 batters prior to that single. Just checking on him. Little hip tap and back to the dugout for Coach Williams. So 1-0 to Bear Wilkins. With that hair, it should be Lion Wilkins. So Murray Robinson could have a nickname of Bear. He looks like a bear. That one misses 2-0. One misses outside, 3-0. This one's lifted to deep left field. Going, gone. Bill Wilkins shows us why he's a cleanup hitter. Shortens the lead to 5-3. All right, well, the bases are cleared. 1 out for third baseman hitting the 5-hole. Ray Rose struck out swinging on 3 pitches last time. Could use that again. Misses. 1-0.
Third baseman, Ray Rose.
Both teams with 6 hits now. That one a called strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Sure could use that K again here. He struck out the first time. Behind him. 2-2. So let's see. Games at a 2-hour time limit. Start on time at 2. Ends at 4. Can probably get out of here a little bit before 5 with post-game show and packing up and everything. Got a 3.5-hour drive home. So home, 9-ish or a little before. It'll be dark, but that one to the screen, full count. Put a couple of my favorite playlists on Spotify in the car. Got pretty good speakers. That one's fouled. Third base line, still full count to Ray Rose. Turn on loud to keep me awake. Swing on this, drop it, so they'll throw to first. Got him. Strikeout consummated. 2 strikeouts now for their 5-hitter, third baseman Ray Rose, and that is the 3rd strikeout for Richardson on the game. Pitcher Braden Caldwell, on with the fielder's choice last time. Was cleaned off a second on a 6-4 play that ended the inning.
Caldwell, the batter. 2 outs, nobody on.
Low, that one, 1-0. Cedar Park will be at 6, 7, 8 in the order when they get up. Harvey, Robinson, Pickens. Swung on and looped over the second baseman's head to the gap in right center to the wall. I didn't think that was going to go that far. He is rounding second, going to turn it into a triple. Oh, boy. And that's thrown away towards the dugout. And they give him single base on the overthrow. So a de facto home run. Triple and they send him home, and it's 5-4. I didn't think that ball was going to be that much trouble. First I thought it was bloopy enough for the second baseman maybe to come up with it. Still only 1 out. The lead has shrunk from 4 runs to 1. They have to get back on to doing some offense here. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Andy Leatherman, their second baseman. Oh, Oh, good. Back to 0-1. Guess what? The last several batters did not start 0-1, and they've got some runs. Telling you that stat is important. 0-2. Whatever I was reading, this is a couple of years ago now. That one's missing 1 and 2. Said that at the major league level, a batter's batting average can be as many as 90 points lower when he starts out 0-1 than when he starts out 1-0. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout of the game for Brady Richardson, but the damage is done in that inning. It sends 6 to the plate. 3 of them score. Almost hit for the cycle. A single, a triple, and a home run narrowed the lead to 5-4. We'll be right back. Re-expand that lead. Up by 1 now. 6-7-8 due. Here's first baseman Jackson Harvey. Robinson on deck. Pickens in the hole.
Over Cedar Park.
Gets through. And the other weird thing is the ball that got through never came anywhere near Julian Swift on a 2-1 count, and he sends him to first. That was weird. Weird things going on with the umpires today. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Tapped high in the infield at Chopper. First baseman on to cover it. Over, not in time. Beats it out. The high chopper helped that, and Jackson Harvey motored down the line to the bag and has an infield single. Lots of infield singles in this game. 7 hits apiece now for these two teams. No outs. Runner at first for Murray Robinson. Bear Robinson. A little too late in his high school career to give him a new nickname.
Robinson, designated hitter.
RBI single to the left side last time and stole a base, but was stranded there at second. We've left a couple of people stranded in scoring position. That one's a strike. 0-1 to Big Murr. Swung on and grounder towards second, bounced over him. Took a weird second hop. Another single for Robinson. He had a couple of hits in the game, second game yesterday. Got a couple here. 8th hit of the game for Cedar Park, pushes Harvey to second. No outs for center fielder, 8-hole hitter Christian Pickens. Struck out looking the first time and couldn't believe it. Pitch was a little off the plate. Oh, we got a pinch hitting for Christian. It's Brooks Dillman.
Brooks Dillman.
Dillman can play center field, so he might go out there. This one, lifted left field. Wind's not getting it enough to keep it out of the left fielder's glove, so everybody stays put, one down. Pickens said, well, I could have done that. Why'd you pinch hit for me? Ian Garcia, second baseman, grounded out to short first time up.
Second baseman, Ian Garcia.
Got a fan club here. Hit on the ground in the hole between short and left. Harvey rounds third, but they send him back. Probably wise, didn't go very deep into left. Third single of the inning for Cedar Park. Loads the bases with one out, top of the order with Richardson. Harvey at third, Robinson at second, Ian Garcia at first. Richardson to the plate. Once again, our leadoff hitter. 3 at-bats in the first 3 innings. He walked and scored the first time up. Grounded out to second in the second. Don't want that here. That could end the inning with a DP. Need to put it through the infield. Boy, that was low and away for strike one. Come on, consistency again, please. All we're asking for. Long wait by the pitcher Carruthers. Chopped back to the screen, 0-2. Just one down, so there is an out to work with. The base is loaded. You sure don't want to settle for just one run, or even worse, none. We've left, despite all the offensive success and lots of runs in this tournament, we have left a lot of guys on base, too. Chopper at second. Second half is fielded this time across to first. So a sacrifice ground out, so to speak. As the run scores from third, Harvey to make it 6-4. Everybody else moves up. Robinson to third, Garcia to second. Richardson down at first on a 4-3 for the second straight at-bat. 2 outs for Houston Molinaro.
Houston Molinaro.
Swing and a miss a little early on that one. Pitcher left something off of it. 0-1. Molinaro singled left side and scored the first time up. He's one that was out on the EU, the error on the umpire around first base. Through the screen. Will the runner come? It's Big Murr. Is he going to make it back? He can't. Catcher couldn't quite pick it up. Murray Robinson, the baseball player. Garcia moved from second to third on that as well. Good. We've got a couple of runs in this inning. Needed that, needed that, needed that. 7-4. Let's get another and get that margin back to 4. This one's a line drive, and we got it. Over the third baseman's head in the left. And Garcia trots in with the third run of the inning. The lead is back to 4. RBI single to left field for Houston Molinaro. Eight to 4. Three-hole hitter, shortstop Julian Swift. Oh, excuse me. Oh, for some reason I looked up and didn't think that was Swift. It is Swift. I'm stupid. Singled with 2 RBIs the first time up, and then later scored, and walked and was stranded at second in the second. 2 outs here. Runner at first is Houston Molinaro. With great speed, they'll throw over at him. 4th throw of the game for them. And there he goes. Throw down to second. Not going to be in time. Slides past the bag on that AstroTurf. You heard him talking about it in the post-game show yesterday. Happened there. Fortunately, the guy with the ball was well away from the bag. Another stolen base for Houston Molinaro.
Julian Swift, the bat.
1-1 the count to Swift. Carruthers a long look at Molinaro at second. This pitch called a ball. It must have been a little low. 2-1. Great to get him in now that he's in scoring position, Molinaro. Already 3 in this inning. We scored 5 in the first, nothing in the second. Carruthers steps off the mound. Here's the pitch. Low. Catcher drops it. Swift takes advantage of it, although it only rolled about 3 feet behind him. Not Swift. Molinaro takes advantage of it. .31 the count to Julian now. Catcher out to talk to Carruthers and see what they can do about that. How about throw a strike? 8-4 Cedar Park. 9 hits to 7. 8 runs to 4. Had 13 base runners and 21 batters. Two-hopper to short. Grabs it. Fires over. Is it in time? No. Great speed by Swift. Beats it out. An infield single. I thought that shortstop was kind of making a lackadaisical effort at getting that ball over. It got to him a little late. A bouncer deep in his position. And then he gloved it and then kind of popped the glove once or twice before throwing it. And I thought that was a mistake, and it turned out to be. Infield single for Swift.
Louis
Alonso to the plate. 1 for 2 today. Infield single and a grounder to short. This one gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for Julian Swift. 1-0 the count. 10th hit of the game, and we're not even out of the third inning. Of course, they've got 7. 17 combined hits in less than 6 complete at-bats for the two teams. Swift runs, throws a ball, the throw rather is wild and greatly stabbed by the shortstop, well on the first base side of the bag to keep that from going into center and having Julian end up at third. Another stolen base for Julian Swift. And 2-0 the count to Louis Alonso. And that'd be great to get Swift and expand this lead to our biggest of the game. This one hits Swift. Doesn't bounce off of him anywhere that he can take advantage of it, though. I think it hit him in the butt. I'm checking on him to be sure. Probably didn't feel real good. I think I just heard somebody yell from the first base dugout, "Who's on first?" One of my favorite comedy bits of all time. I'm the stadium voice for Concordia Baseball. Chuck Licata does the broadcast, and we're sitting up there next to each other, cracking each other up. And one of the things we do is we go to great lengths to establish all these great nicknames for the various players and things we say about them. They got a second baseman named W-A-T-T-S, Watts. That's right. Watts on second. Thank you very much. All right, back to the action now. Here's the pitch. Called strike. 2-1 to Louie. Here's the pitch. Swing, tipped. 2-2. Really kind of leaning over the plate on that one. It wasn't his most graceful swing. Two line left side, but that's going to land just foul. Only by about 4 feet, maybe. Still 2-2. Gave that one a ride. That one hit and went over the foul fence. Would have been a ground rule double if the thing landed fair and the left fielder couldn't track it down. Something interesting about the dimensions here I'll try to get back to if I can remember in a minute. Missed. Full count to Louie. Somebody made a mistake. Either the people who measured it down each foul line or the people who built the place. Left field is labeled 319 and right field foul pole 318. You know, that's not on purpose. Something's wrong there. They're either both the same and improperly measured and marked, or improperly built. One's a foot shorter than the other. Nobody would have done that on purpose. That one's fouled up the left field line. Still 3-2, and here comes pitch number 8 to Louis Alonso. Been up there a while. 8th hitter of the inning. If we can get him on base, we will have batted around for the second time in a game, and we're only in the third. I tell you, Cedar Park fans, the PA announcer's another one roped foul left side. PA announcer came in here between innings a minute ago. I guess it's when we scored 5 in the first. Was asking all about it. How many of your guys are going to play college ball? You got 4 or 5 guys going to play college. Well, I really didn't know, so that's what I told him. But people, there's a lot of respect for what Cedar Park is accomplishing on the baseball field with this team. He's assuming we've got loads and loads of good players, and we do. And that one lands fair right over the third baseman's head. Rounding third and heading home, Julian Swift. He will score. An RBI single that gets through. They throw it wild to the other side of the field, and Alonso goes first to third. So he gets an RBI single. Let me mark that down that way first. But he's going to end up at third on the play. Swift scores from second. And it's 10-4, biggest lead of the game. I didn't mark down the ninth. Sorry, on the scoreboard. It's 10 now.
Cade Davis.
Cade Davis steps in, and we have batted around again. Twice in each game yesterday, twice in this one today. Ground ball fielded nicely, backhanded by their second baseman over to first to end the inning, 4-3. But again, Cedar Park sends 9. There's a single, an infield single, another infield single, another single, and another single. Goodness gracious, they got 6 hits in the inning and scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. Goodness me. Cedar Park now leads 10-4. We'll be right back. Right back to the action now for Conroe Northside. A non-public school, not even school, it's a collection of homeschooled players. To the plate in the top of the fourth. They are at 8-9-1 in the order. Right fielder Nate Kinsalo struck out swinging the first time. This one goes through to the fence, 1-0. Brady Richardson still on the mound, throws a strike right there, 1-1. Brady's now thrown 63 pitches, 40 strikes, 23 balls, flirting with that 2-to-1 ratio everybody likes. Compact motion by Brady, and that one, I guess, missed. Some of these pitches look good for both pitchers. Or all three of them, since they've changed pitchers. First guy went 2 innings through 40 pitches. The next guy threw 26 in just last inning. They're at 66 pitches by their staff in just 3 innings. That one inside. 3-1. 8-9-1 due in the order for Northside here. This one lifted into right center. Back, chasing it. The wind gets hold of it. Does he make the catch? I guess he does not. I guess he did. I didn't see the umpire make a sign either way or another. Another diving catch. This one, Christian Pickens, not his first of the weekend. What a heck of a play.
He put that one on ESPN tonight.
So one down for Caleb Steiger. Wow, what a catch.
1 out to bring up Caleb.
The shortstop Steiger's second at bat. Popped out to Garcia at second base the first time up. Inside for a strike. It almost hit him. Okay, take it. Came within 2 inches of his chest. And he's not crowding the plate. We'll take it. That's a real strike. 0-2. That one's blocked, sort of, off on the side. Nobody on though. 1-2 to Steiger. 1 out, bottom of the order here with Caleb Steiger. Cedar Park went down 1-0, went up 5-1. Got pushed back on to make it 5-4, and then scored 5 more. It's 10-4. Line drive, another diving catch by a Cedar Park defender. This time Louis Alonso at third, 2 down. 2 well-hit balls by these homeschooled kids at the bottom of the order, but they're both outs. Top of the order with Levi Smith, the center fielder. Infield single the first time up, stole second and later scored. Flied out to Cade Davis, another diving catch to end the second. Tapped back to the mound. Brady gets out there saying it hit him or the plate. Brady's going to go consummate it just to be sure. Smart. It'll go down as just strike 1. Lanny's going to come out and talk about it. Just to be sure what he saw. Everything's settled. We'll be back to the action. The center fielder, Smith, with an 0-1 count on him now. Boy, he's a tiny guy. Look at that guy. Can he run fast enough with the wind blowing in that outfield and center? Boy, he looks like a 6th grader. Small strike zone, too. Maybe that's the reason he's a leadoff guy. Out and low, 1-1. Heard some fan out there yelling, "Screw!" like an umpire would yell it. If you heard that, that wasn't the ump. Here's the 1-1. A little farther outside than the last one, 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. 0-2 chopper fair down the third base line. Up the third base line. Rounding first, going to second, and yeah, the little guy can run. Got some pretty good speed there. So 2-out double for Levi Smith at the top of the order for the Northside Falcons. Right up the left field line. The DH Sean Amarante. That is their 8th hit.
Brian Burns.
Coach coming out to talk to Brady Richardson. And might be done for Brady. Let's see who they're bringing in. Have to get his number now before he turns away from us. 23 Logan Vokes. Although Brady started out a little skittish. Little Kenny Loggins going. Heard some Boston earlier. DH Sean Amarante. Singled up the middle with an RBI. Thrown out coming home. On a force play at the plate. Grounded out to Ian Garcia at second the other time up. First pitch misses. 1-0 to Amarante. I like that name. That's a baseball name. Amarante. That one in the dirt. They're going to throw to third, but it's behind him. He's going to get up and go home. So far behind the catcher, or the third baseman, he couldn't stop it with his glove. It goes into left. So Levi Smith scores from second on that play. 1 run in here in the top of the fourth. 10-5. Pitch, called strike. 1-1 to Amarante. Or, excuse me, 2-1. Didn't log in that one a minute ago that caused the score. That one a little out or maybe a little low, 2-2. Base is clear now with 2 outs for Sean Amarante. Swing and a miss. Strike away now. And that one gets through. Arlante with a walk. Let me look. I think, yeah, it is the first walk of the game. I think we only had 1 or 2 walks yesterday in both games combined. Still 2 outs, 1 run in here in the top of the 4th. Amarante at first for the 3-hole hitter, catcher Tanner Gillette. And he is 2 for 2. Both of these next 2 guys are 2 for 2. 3 singles and a homer. We needed the out with Amarante. Pitch low. 1-0. We actually could be in a jam here in this inning. The first 2 guys both got out. Since then, they've started something. It's a called strike. Thank you. Looked outside. 1-1. Chopped foul. It's behind him into sort of up the third base side. 1-2. Gets through to the screen. 2-2 the count with Amarante moving to second on the play. Boy, we really need this next out. Really need it. That sounds funny, a 5-run lead, but this team looks explosive. Throws behind him and the runner will go to third. Full count. Second consecutive batter to go to a full count. He walked that guy, and he has moved up from second to third now. 2 pitches that got by. Got to be a strike here. And it is. Strikeout for Logan Vokes. Ends the inning. Some damage done, though. There's a double. He ended up scoring. Lots of pitches getting through to the screen. Lots of throws getting through people. That was a sloppy inning in the field for Cedar Park. 1 guy is left at third. Through 3.5. The lead now 10-5.
For Conroe.
Triple and a single scored both times, has an RBI.
Andrew Leatherman, the batter. Jackson Harvey.
They're saying Andrew Leatherman. Yeah, it is a 20. On the ground, foul up the right field line, but just foul. Maybe a foot foul of the bag. 0-1 to Harvey. So Carruthers is gone. They got a new second baseman. There's no way I can see who that is since they don't have numbers in the front. I have no idea how many players, what kind of pool they choose from. They just call guys up. There's a strike, 0-2. It's not like they got an enrollment of so many kids that they pick from to form their team. Got 18 on the roster. Lifted, left side, going to land foul about 3 feet. Still 0-2 to Harvey. Well, Harvey's played well. A lot of guys have played well in this tournament. My thoughts about this season are really buoyed by what I've seen down here on the Coastal Bend. Swing and a miss. Harvey's down. First time they've gotten him out today. He didn't get out too many times in 2 games yesterday.
1-away brings up Murray Robinson.
Murray Robinson to the plate. Murray is 2 for 2. Couple of singles. One to the left, one to the right. Foul right side, 0-1. Your worry as we get deeper and deeper in our pitching staff, is a 5-run lead going to be enough with several innings left? They've still got 3 at-bats left. Pulled foul, right side 0-2 to Big Murr. They scored 5 runs already, but it took them 4 innings to do that. Can they score 5 more in 3 without us scoring any? Oh well. You can think yourself to death contemplating baseball possibilities. Back to the box and a nice glove by the pitcher. L1.
Another great play.
2 down.
2 away.
All right, let's see who's coming to the plate. It's going to be Dillman, I believe. Yep. Brooks Dillman, who flied out to left last time. Cedar Park's going to build on the lead. They have to do it with 2 outs and nobody on. Not like they haven't done that before. Inside. I thought he was going to call out a strike for a second. The last one that almost hit somebody he called a strike. Saw the Booster Club folks handing out new Cedar Park baseball hats to fans in the stands. Need to get me one of those. 2-hopper to the pitcher. He'll take it to the bag himself to retire the side 1-2-3. First time we have gone 1-2-3 in a long time. We'll be back in a minute. Still up 10-5. Touching hands. All right, a little Neil Diamond now. Touching you. Now they don't get to the good part. The fan participation part. Dun, dun, dun. Cedar Park nursing a 10-5 lead, went 3 up, 3 down at the bottom of the 4th. So the top of the 5th we go, 4, 5, 6 due in the order for the Falcons of Conroe Northside. Here's left fielder Bear Wilkins. Homered last time up. Must be the hair. We need Delilah to cut it off. Takes the first one for ball 1. Don't know if you can get away with many biblical references in this day and age. That one misses 2-0. There's a nice pitch that was ignored by the umpire for ball 3. Oh, let's not walk the leadoff guy on 4 pitches, or at all. Pitch from Vogt, called strike on the inside edge. Commits the sin that so many baseball players do, throws the bat and heads to first on a called strike. Does not win you the respect of the umpire. His next pitch will have a gigantic strike zone because of that. Just don't throw wild. Here's the 3-1. See? That was well high and well in. He called it a strike anyway. Full count now to Bear Wilkins. Oh, throws behind him. Just got away from him. You can tell it got out of his hand. He kicked the dirt after he let it go, and exasperation. So full count walk. Wilkins, we haven't got him out yet. Triple homer walk. Third baseman Ray Rose. Gotten him out before. 2 strikeouts. Coach coming out to talk to Logan Vokes. Pitching change. Looks like Swift. Swift, not a lot of innings logged on the mound, but he's going to be out there now. I'm not sure who we're going to put in at short. Haven't seen anybody get any innings at short other than Swift so far this year. But since it's too early in the season for me to know body types and there are no numbers on the front of the jerseys, I probably won't be able to tell you who it's going to be. As Swift warms up, let you hear from one of our sponsors.
You know the Alzer family. They've been involved in Cedar Park sports for years, just as Alzer's Barbecue has been involved in Cedar Park cuisine for years. It's one-of-a-kind, authentic Texas barbecue. Brisket, turkey, chicken, lamb, terrific sides and sauces. It's sheer succulence. That's Alzer's Barbecue, next to the Shell Station on 1431, just east of Lakeline. Open Friday through Sunday, every weekend.
And we'll have to get a new spot made for Alzer's because they're no longer in that trailer by the Shell Station on 1431. They got a new brick and mortar spot. Used to be the old Putai restaurant behind the CVS at Old 183 and Cypress Creek Boulevard. I was invited to opening day, and oh my gosh, that barbecue's good. All right, Swift is ready. No idea who's playing short.
Ray Rose about it.
Here's Ray Rose, the third baseman, 2 strikeouts, and he's going to test the new shortstop out to get it to second on time. Kind of bounced off his chest a little bit. Shoveled it over there to Ian. Oh, I should have my binos up to see the number on that guy when he turned his back. I'm going to have to see if I can find it somehow. The leadoff guy is out on the 6-4, the leadoff walk. Ray Rose is at first on a fielder's choice. One down for, let's see, who are they going to send here? What is that number? Is that a 6? Yeah, it's a 6. I'm looking here on their roster. That's Braden Caldwell, who was the starting pitcher. So he's somewhere in the field now. And they are going to run for the third baseman, Rose, at first. Don't know who that's going to be. Change your data block to show one out. Going to throw down to first, nothing doing. It's our first throw at a base runner. They've thrown 4. Counts 1-0 to Braden Caldwell, who saw the fielder's choice and forced out at second. And triple to right, scored a run. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That one missed, nicely blocked by Wohl. 2-2. Oh, catches the outside edge. How come he's still there? There we go. He didn't know there's 2 strikes on him, I think. Or didn't know that was a called strike.
With 2 out on third base, except Andrew Leatherman.
2 down now for Leatherman, who started the game at second and is now on the mound. The fielder's choice outed somebody in the first to end the inning, then struck out to end the third. First one I talked about ended the first. First one's a called strike, 0-1. Need an out here because of the 2-hour time limit. We're getting close to 4 o'clock. Boy, that one looked better than the one he called a strike a second ago. So 1-1 is probably exactly where we ought to be. That one outside, 2-1. Let's see, I think we started pretty much right at 2. I've got 3:52. So we probably won't start a 6th inning. We can get them out and bat for a little bit. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Get us another strike here. We can bat for a little bit and maybe end the game while we're batting. So they're not going to get their other 2 at-bats perhaps. Just misses. Swift thought he had the strikeout. Was pretty good. But strike zone is really tight now. It's the opposite of the batter effect. Don't walk off the mound when you don't have the strike. But if you can get him to swing at it, yeah, that'll work. There's strikeouts for Swift to end the inning. Might be the last at-bat for Conroe Northside based on the clock. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th in just a second.
That's going to be the ball game, folks.
Well, no, we won't. We're going to go ahead and end it now since Northside cannot win unless each guy of ours lined out to the third baseman on the first pitch. There's no way they're going to get another inning started. It would have had to have happened that quick. Now, I think Coach is going to come up and talk to us to kind of have our closing show for the tournament. In a minute, I'll be back with the compiled stats for you, but don't go anywhere. Probably the coach, maybe some players will come up here for the post-game show, and I'll be back with numbers you want to hear in just maybe 3 minutes or so.
We wish everybody well. Adios.
stay high up.
Okay, I'm back with some numbers for you here on the post-game show. First, we'll talk pitching numbers. Brady Richardson gets the win. He threw a little over 3 innings, threw 75 pitches, 47 strikes, 28 balls, 6 strikeouts, gave up 7 hits, gave up 4 runs, walked 1 guy. You know, there's 2 numbers that have really stood out to me so far this season. The number of times our guys strike out, it's something like less than 2 a game. That's important. We're putting the ball in play, making kids play defense to earn the outs rather than just wolf at the ball, give them cheap outs. And then on the other side of the game, we're looking at how many times we walk them. We rarely walk them. The average for this tournament was just a little over 2 a game. And on the season, it's less than 2 a game. So those 2 stats, one on each side of the team, offense and defense, are pretty important. Now we look at the offensive numbers. Brady Richardson went 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Houston Molinaro 2 for 3, an RBI, 2 runs scored. Julian Swift at shortstop and on the mound today. He went 2 for 2, a walk, 2 runs scored, a stolen base, 2 RBIs. He struck out the last 2 batters of the game. That's a mouthful. Good game for Swift. Good weekend for Swift. Third baseman Louis Alonso, catcher most of the time. Last 2 games he's played third. Today he went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a stolen base. Cade Davis in right field today went 1 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Jackson Harvey 2 for 3, a triple, and an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Murray Robinson, Big Murr, the defensive tackle, steals a base today. Once again, I want you to point me anywhere in the state to defensive tackles who've had a stolen base this year. Murr went 2 for 3. Single hard hit to the left and 1 hard hit to the right. Got an RBI, scored a run. Christian Pickens went 0 for 1. Brooks Dillman 0 for 2. Ian Garcia playing second again today went 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hits in this game to go with 19 hits last night. A pretty productive less than 24 hours for Cedar Park's offense. The coach is still talking with the team down there, so I'm not sure if he'll break away soon enough to get up here. I'm not sure if there is another game after this one or not. Doesn't seem to be anybody else here. I'll zoom in on the team for you. See if Coach breaks away and heads this way. But we can talk a little bit about next week while we're waiting. We don't go straight from this tournament to the final, the third and final big Thursday, Friday, Saturday full of 2 games a day tournament, which will be played in the local area up near Cedar Park and Austin and Round Rock. Because Monday night we'll host a terrific 6A team at the ballpark at home in the Lake Travis Cavalier. The Lake Travis Cadavers will be coming in. That'll be a big game. Home and home, a payback for us visiting them at about this time of year last year. So that'll be good. So that's Monday night. We'll bring you that one as well. And then, of course, 2 games Thursday, 2 games Friday. We believe 2 games Saturday as well, all in the local area. Some of those will be played at our own ballpark, so that's always good. Team's still talking. So I'm going to give him another minute or so. If he doesn't break away by then, we'll go ahead and shut this down. I want to thank Mitchell Padgett for staying with us today and making sure everything is copacetic on the broadcast, making sure your picture's good and your sound's good. It's been fun doing this weekend. The weather's been terrific. We've had some good baseball. Won every game but one, and had that one won, and kind of got unlucky and gave that one away. Or we would have been undefeated in this tournament. Yeah, Coach is still having it at him with him. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, I believe. Yeah. All right, so the Cedar Park Timberwolves take their final game of the tournament, a 10-5 win over the Conroe Northside Falcons. Season record now 6-2. This is the Timberwolf baseball program's 408th win all-time and the 176th win on one of our live broadcasts. This is head coach Lanny Williams' 202nd career win. Next up, as we said, single non-district game against Lake Travis at home Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Our final pre-district tournament will be next weekend back in the home territory. 2 games each day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll bring you every one of those games, including that Lake Travis game Tuesday. Special thanks to the whole Vype staff, Operations Director Merle Bertrand, to our QA for this one, Mitchell Padgett, voiceover artist Roland Ruiz, and our Technical Support Officer, Suna Venkat. This is Brad Cohn signing off for the Vype Live Network. See you Tuesday.
This has been the Vype Live Network's presentation of Cedar Park Timberwolves Baseball. Sponsored by Toyota of Cedar Park, Adele Golf, Thundercloud Subs, Austin Go-To Team Realty, Alzer's Barbecue, ASI Protection Services, and Academy Sports and Outdoors. Join us again for the next live worldwide broadcast.